My beautiful and amazing people, no be small thing o. A lot of things dey happen inside this politics wey we dey of today. Magnus Ogwuraka don come out o, come reveal a lot of things wey we no know wey dey sup for this upcoming 2027 election concerning Peter Obi and im people in general. Last if una listen to this very video, una go come to agree with me say the same people where Peter Obi come out from na the same people na im no want make Peter Obi get ticket for the 2027 election, because wetin happen wey be say they no wan dey in one voice. They dey join mouth together with the ruling party just to tarnish everything and scatter the whole matter wey dey on ground. My people, make I no come talk too much, make una come, make we follow listen to this one together so that una go get wetin una go chook mouth put at the end of the day. I still remain your humble girl Rekis, na me dey bring una latest. Make we follow, watch am guys as e dey hot.
Only ask the question that, are you people attacking Peter Obi's son because you cannot find anything on the father, or because you are frustrated that your leaders have most miserable children and you are saying, are you hungry? I was literally laughing because it's a laughing situation. And then one came and said, but you have been attacking Shøçkiñg. Shøçkiñg attacked us first. His constant presence in the scheme of things is an attack on us, on our sanity. If you not come for us, we for not come for her. We for not come for a father. Does Nigeria look like Gabon, where the son of the president became the president after his father died? Ali Bingo took over from Omar Bingo. Nigeria resemble Gabon for nice, or resemble Congo or Togo, where if Papa will finish, Pikin go carry over. I don't think we talked about Buhari's son until he had an accident. And leading a country with the smartest youths in the world, and you expect them to just keep quiet whatever you throw at them. So just in case you are wondering, that is why people like me, we always come for a Shøçkiñg who could have gone into tech or other businesses but choose to also want to be our leader just because he thinks he has a father that is paving way for him. No, so sad when I read some of your comments. That disgusts me. Now they son on me. Dreamless people, visionless youth, slaves, voluntary slaves. You just sit down, carve your destiny, say that live they go lead you till you die. Only you they go lead, not be yours. As for Peter Obi's son, I haven't heard he works with BBC. Born and brought up abroad. At his age, he does not drive a car. He lives a very peaceful life, not on social media. Script writer, extremely, you know, the hear voice. If they talk with the listen, be like say with the drink milk. If you want to come for him with facts. We will keep quiet and be ashamed. Most of you slaves cannot even lace his shoes. His jobs are well defined. I'm a writer, I'm an actor, I'm a script, I'm a dance. I say, oh God. Oh Jesus. What does Shøçkiñg do for a living? What does the son of Wike do for a living? Why won't we come at them? And they come and tell us they are script writers and actors and this and that, but they work with BBC and this and that, and we'll be coming at them. What does Tinubu's daughter do for a living that she could buy a house of thousands of dollars in the US? Not the shame. Doing a life inside Poto. Unborn children already crying due to hunger. Yesterday, people were killed in the mosque. Over 50 dead bodies have been discovered in Castina. This idiot is not talking about the blood spilling in his region. He wants to educate them about a lie, so they don't vote somebody that can save them. You will are costs. We will not vote for Peter Obi. So what will happen? You will use a different naira from me now. If my naira is going down, your own will be going up. Oh, I don't understand. I'm not voting. So what will happen? If kidnappers want to kidnap, they will kidnap me and leave you. Google kill of una for me. 2027 is gonna be Nigerians against you all. Go do na.
Do you know that the most useless set of politicians are found only in the southeast? The most useless set of politicians are found in the southeast. You know, I've always wondered, why would we have a politician who is a governor of a state that was once governed by a governor who is adjudged one of the best politicians from the southeast, yet you have somebody who is enveloped by greed, who is enveloped by jealousy, and consistently, intermittently try to water down his own brother and colleague and predecessor, openly siding with adversary. It can happen only in the southeast. Why would you have somebody from the southeast saying that that he heard that Peter Obi said the Southeast is 90% for him. That the only time the presidency should come to the Southeast is if him, I'm talking about Umahi, Minister for Works, that he should be in the forefront. I've come to realize that most politicians in the Southeast are self-centered. Most politicians in the Southeast are self-centered. They don't think about an integral cohesion that drives the interests of the Southeast forward. No. In fact, most of the politicians, when they talk about Southeast, they think they represent Southeast. Individually, they represent Southeast. Talk about Kenneth Okonkwo. Kenneth Okonkwo came into political limelight because he supported Peter Obi. Now that he feels he has gotten the limelight, he feels he no longer needs Peter Obi. Now he's talking anyhow. What are they? Look at this other one, the one that said if he doesn't get Senate president, they should blame Peter Obi. I mean, what group of people are this? What group of people are this? You do things in such a way that you know that the country is against the Southeast for no reason. The people hate the Igbos, and somehow your character and your behavior somehow want to excuse this hatred. At a situation where I felt most Southeasterners will come and say, we've been together for over 60 years, and it's like power is being rotated between the Southwest and Northwest. What about us? We are one of the three major tribes in Nigeria. We've contributed so much. Now that we have one of our best that is loved by all and sundry, why are we not? But you see them, it's all about me. It's all about me. Soludo is thinking about himself. Umahi is thinking about himself. They're all thinking about themselves. The most difficult politician to support is an Igbo man. I can tell you for free that if today Peter Obi becomes president, his biggest opposition will not come from other parties, will come from politicians in the Southeast. Why is this so? Why is this so? I don't want to use strange words so that my viewers don't misrepresent my video, but this is a call to order to politicians in the Southeast. We are fighting to see that Nigeria becomes one. Some people think I'm doing this thing because I'm looking for favors from the Igbos, but what has been driving my fight is this: if an Igbo man who is one of the three major tribes in Nigeria can be frustrated to the point of not getting power, then what is my own chance? An Robo man, a thief man, a Birom man, an Idoma man, the man from Numan, I mean other tribes. So those who have deliberately skewed Nigeria to a button that will be exchanged between two tribes must be taught to know that Nigeria does not belong to them. And the only way we can let them know that Nigeria does not belong to them is if we come together. There is power in unity. One ant is not a threat. Two ants is not a threat. But a colony of ants is a threat to any adversary. That's why the greatest men in the Bible studied the ant. The ant colony is the most scientifically organized society, so much so that it is one for all and all for one. We are suffering, and we are Nigerians. We have been divided along tribal lines. We have been divided along primordial sentiments, religion, tribe. Hey, this is not my one, this is not my one. While we do that, the wicked ones are thriving. Let's come together. I beg you, let's come together. These politicians, I'm not saying you must support Peter Obi because Peter Obi is an Igbo man. But because he's loved by everybody, you become envious and trying to water him down. Like Umahi, who is saying that if at all there's going to be a president from Igbo land, it must be him. That's the most stupid statement. It reflects that most Igbo politicians are the most stupid politicians in Nigeria.
Somebody should help me tell Kenneth Okonkwo. Money help me carry and come front seat. Cause all of now when use Peter Obi get fame, come the online they talk like idiots. Ogun go see a yes, a lot of you use this man's name to get political position, get social media relevance, and then you abandon him for the highest bidder. I say Ogun go help me. Bastards are the problem of this country. You cannot be straightforward, you cannot stay one place and demand for what is right. I just watch come on for road no in a junction you there. I just watched one of his interview. I need a strong man. I'm picking a strong candidate. That's what I'm picking up. No, let me even pack and ask you now. Please define strength for me. No, somebody may not be like say they shout. Let's calm down now. I don't want to shout. Define strength for me. Or define I be made a put slap inside your face. You people are the problem. Tomorrow money, everybody voice go change. She cannot be forgotten at all. We are forgotten about you. Before the invention of CD plates, you were already forgotten. Your era end for cassettes. But the moment you mention Peter Obi, we say okay. Just maybe it gets sense. Maybe it don't get sense. So this is why you have been in APC. You've been in APC for over 7 years. Following in obscurity. So maybe it don't get sense. And now you're coming. I'm watching your interview. You're saying you gave Obi relevance. Now Google help me twist your tongue. All of you, hear it from my mouth. You are all betrayers. You are all saboteurs. Now wake up in the morning and decide not to say it. Let me just say it now that it's hot. Tag him, Kenneth Okonkwo. All of you that use Peter Obi to climb, to come back to limelight, it's for your satisfaction and now think you have a say. Now Google help me punish you now. I'll watch the interview go front. Watch and come back. Let me see that he will say, oh, the time I was with him, this man is not what you people think, oh. This man is corrupt, oh, that's why I'm no longer here. Nothing tangible. We need a strong man. Let me tell you something. If Atiku had the strength, the will, the agility, the humanity of Peter Obi, this country for don't go far. He won't be coming back every 4 years to come and check if we are still alive, to come and ruin our chances. But my problem is not with him. My problem is with psychophants like you who see good and choose evil, who see truth and choose lies. Psychophants that were made out of desperation of the masses. I always saw through you. I met you at coalition this day. I walk up past you. You they call me Dada. You're good a kid Dada. I know you see this video and remember what I just said. All of you, if nobody tell now, if nobody tell you, I also my account they can't tell you. That betrayer you be. Then, but 2027, we will shock all of you. NDC coalition if not like money not give Peter Obi. As soon as they come, as soon as they go. Somebody needs to actually be saying things the way it is now. Everybody should know you know where we are as a country.
Yes. Maybe we should just get this out of the way. At a public event, it was said that you said that Peter Obi will be on the ballot with or without a coalition. You know, maybe we should just get that off. You might want to give some sort of clarity to that. Number one, the relationship of His Excellency Peter Obi with the coalition and his stance within the Labour Party. Before we now talk about what 2027 might entail.
Okay, thank you very much and thank you for having me. Before I go on, let me just pass my condolences to the family of the late president, because it's the day of national mourning. Yes, we had him as a president and he contributed the best he can to the development of the country. I just want to pray that may God Almighty Allah give the family the fortitude to bear the irreplaceable loss. And then we wish Nigeria can move forward and better than the way we have been managed in a way. And this we pray in the name of God Almighty Allah. That's out of the way. I was at a program in Ilorin, and the gentleman from Daily Trust actually interviewed me and was asking me, this was a question, what if the coalition does not give Peter Obi the ticket? So, and I said, we are not even contemplating that, and that when we get to that bridge, we will cross it. I believe strongly that the members of the coalitions are patriotic Nigerians who want to win elections, and in that case, why would they be making a mistake like what we did those years when we had Abiola, who was the most popular candidate, and we jettisoned him, and then we had issues that we didn't have to now trying to recuperate from. We have a man in Peter Obi who epitomizes character, compassion, consistency, and then compassion. So now jettisoning him for another candidate, considering the fact that it's a southern part zone tenure, though unconstitutional, and it is very important that they conclude their 8 years tenure by having a Peter Obi helping them in concluding that, so that we will not have issues of unity. And we believe that Peter Obi is a unifier who can unify this country, and this is the best opportunity we got to do that. So, of course, pressmen will pick issues as regard to how they want to sell their papers and give it another correlation. So, as far as we are concerned, we are saying that we believe that it is good for us to have somebody who epitomizes love and care. I can give you a story. Just this afternoon, we are coming from a program somewhere in southwest of Nigeria. An old woman met me. He never knew her from anywhere. And then she was saying, "Thank you for taking care of my son." And His Excellency was like, "Who is her son? I don't even know." And she mentioned his name, Adebayo. "Thank you," repeatedly. "Thank you, thank you." That is to show you the kind of quality of a person that we are talking about here. And this is somebody who moved from point A to point B with energy and using his own resources, going to the north, taking care of the Almajiris, going to the south, building. So these are kind of quality that His Excellency Peter Obi epitomized. And so why would the coalition even think of jettisoning that for another?
But what is the stance, or what's the body language of the coalition right now, and what exactly is the relationship of His Excellency with the coalition? What is their move, the next move? Because we saw at that meeting, we saw him there with other leaders, and Nigerians are asking, is this still, fully with the Labour Party, or has he moved to the ADC? If he's still with the Labour Party, what is his relationship with the ADC? I mean, what next?
He has an excellent relationship with the members of the coalition. And he has been able to marshal out the reason why he went into a coalition, which was very clear. Let's find a way to move people out of poverty. Look, Nigeria is in a dire need of solution. There's hunger in the land, there's insecurity, lack of care, and disdain that help. In fact, this particular government, with all due respect, has put democracy in danger. At the point in time, we're discussing about maybe a one-party state in the country. Thank God that the coalition is coming up with. That was why even INEC has to come up with the issue of trying to register political parties. So, you see, at the moment now, the coalition has brought out a lot of issues. And so His Excellency has an excellent relationship with members of that particular coalition. But the key issues are, let us work together to move Nigeria out of the present predicament. And then it came about with the issue of unveiling a political party. And he made it very clear that he is a member of the Labour Party. And the ADC coalition platform is purposely for the 2027 general election. Because he has people who are running for election under the Labour Party. As a leader, you must be seen to care about your people. It's not about you alone. And not so sure as he maybe is a selfish leader. He said, look, let us clear this particular candidate who have already gotten the ticket, and INEC has recognized this particular person. Let's work for them. Let us see how far we can help them to win elections. That is care. That is compassion. That is love for your people. And he said, okay, after that, then we can now decide what next to do.
Let's talk about the Labour Party.
Yes.
Some factions saying that they are not comfortable with his, will I say, relationship with the coalition. You can't be a member of two, will I call it, political parties, and sort of raising dust. What's your reaction to
the question is he a member of two political parties? Obviously not. Because you've not seen him with the card of any other political party apart from Labour. So you see, our people, many people are not used to dynamism in politics which Peter Obi has brought into the system. We are used to sometimes, most likely, the issue of cash and carry kind of political movement. If you want to come to a convention or program, people must be able to give you money. They even go ahead and spend dollars and all. And that's why people say we don't give shishi. The truth about it is that, have you seen Peter Obi attacking anybody or attacking the family of anybody? He only speaks to issues. And people love him for that. And he doesn't mobilize people to come to any of his rally or where he goes to. And that is something different, far different from what we used to have. The obedient movement, for example, is being driven by individuals. They mobilize and support anything that we're doing with their hard-earned money. That is the standard of politics anywhere in the world. And that is what Peter Obi has been able to bring back to our system. It's far, far different. So when they see that, they will always like to pick an angle with it and say probably, no, we're not spending money, we're not giving bribe. No. Politics must be done with integrity, must be done with consistency, must be done with the interest of the people. And once the people show interest into you, you are good and dry. But so he is running away from the old order to a new order. And you can also see that because of some of his messages, most of his messages, the Nigerian youth are in sync with him. They believe in him. That was the reason why you saw that we have about 12.5 million Nigerian youth registering. And that is up to today. We still have this particular control of people who believe in his messages, believe in his character. And this is because somebody who has been able to exemplify and clear himself. I was reading in the paper when he was saying that, look, I left 75 billion naira in the coffers of Anambra State. There were only two of us who did that. Myself, 75, and Musa Yaradua, who left 5. So you can compare. He left 5 million, he has 75. And up to now, even the governor that left after him, which was Governor Obiano, confirmed that it was the money that Peter Obi left in his coffers that they use in building the airport that they have in Anambra State. So you see, he's a futuristic and transformational leader.
All right, a coalition and the ADC. Now, for some Nigerians, there are concerns. They said, they're saying, as much as collaboration is important in politics, but then the question is, what kind of collaboration are you doing, or who are the people that you are collaborating with? So for some Nigerians, they are questioning some individuals within that coalition. They say, we know some of these people. They've held political offices in the past. They seem to be members of the old order. Many of them ministers, former governors, who really did little or nothing, or even have excess political baggage. And they're asking, why is Peter Obi mingling with these people? Why is he seemingly forming an alliance with the same people that, for them, put them in this situation that they are in?
The same question I would have loved to throw back to you. Those who voted for this government, are they still on that particular pedestal of voting for this government? Because they've seen the difference. They made the mistake of voting for hunger and deprivation, disdain. If you ask them to vote again, would they vote for this particular government? Obviously no. So also, for those who have, in quotes, been accused of causing havoc and pain to the Nigerian people, who have seen the difference now, say, okay, I want to treat in a different light. Would you not jettison those particular persons? Obviously, no. If there are any one of them that have been convicted, most of them will have been in jail. Okay? And so, we leave it as of that. But at this point in time, we need a collective effort to be able to get us out of the wood where we are at the moment. And everybody is saying that, look, let's do this together. Let's get Nigerians out of the wood. Let's provide prosperity for Nigerians. The pain and the excruciating pain is already too much on the Nigerian people. Let us work together. And you, as a politician, who have already championed that particular cause, and people want to kill behind you, would you throw them away? No, you only shape them to be in line with what you believe that can help the Nigerian people, and they are believing in it. And Peter Obi is championing the cause. So that's the reason why.
How do you think that the person of Peter Obi tends to maybe stand out from this crop that many Nigerians are not comfortable with in that coalition?
You agree with me, in Nigeria, the major problem we have is leadership. At a point in time, Peter Obi was not sellable in the northern part of the country. an argument and a debate just erode of recently. And then the people in the north are saying, why not? Must it be our religion only before I can vote for him? Must it be a person from my own part of the country before I vote for him? So the narrative is changing because you find somebody who have the capacity of leadership, and that is Peter Obi. At the moment now, there is no candidate that can face the Nigerian youth either on interview or in a Twitter space or even in a Facebook or any interview whatsoever. If you call Mr. Peter Obi, he is ready to give you answers to any question that you can have. And I challenge any presidential candidate today to be able to face the youth who are so
challenging every president.
Yes, any president can do today to be able to come, because the more they interface with young people, yes, to interface with young people, if he does, it only enhances our democratic quality. If they pick up the challenge, it's good because it will give more insight for people to know who their leaders are or what they have been able to put on table. But Peter Obi has been able to cross that boundary. And if you ask him now to appear on a television or an interview with the Nigerian TV, he will gladly do it.
Let's move to issues. What do you think this administration is getting wrong with the economy, with security, I mean, some of the core issues that Nigerians are facing, cost of living?
Telling the truth. They're not telling Nigerians the truth.
What do you mean?
Yes, exactly. Now, we were in this particular country when we were told that they're going to remove oil subsidy, isn't it? And then at the moment now we are expecting that particular oil subsidy will remove. Possibly there will be a lot of income to Nigerian people and then they will be living in a better light. The question is this true? No. We were told in this country that power supply will be increased and jack up to a certain number. As of today, it was tariff that they increased. We were told that probably the economy of Nigeria will double down at a particular point in time. In the manifesto of the APC, we were told that they are going to create jobs like 3 million in a year. So what we are supposed to have gotten this year would have been 6 million Nigerian youth being employed. The fact is that none of them has happened. So without fear or favor, you see, the problem of lie is that when you lie, you'll be looking for another lie to cover the previous lie that you lie. So you continue living in perpetual lies. At this point in time, the truth have not been told to Nigeria. If you ask this particular government how many barrels of petroleum did they take out of the country, they can't tell you. There's no accuracy because there's no accountability in the process. If you ask them how many have you been able to take out of poverty in Nigeria, they can't tell you because there's no statistics on ground.
How about security?
In the same light. Because security at the point in time now you can see, instead of us having a clear cut of issue, people are being killed on a daily basis like chicken and they don't even care. See what's happening in Maiduguri, see what's happening in Taraba State, see what happened in Benue State. They kill people in numbers and yet the people are not being told. And can you tell me, I've been going to Benue State, I travel a lot to Benue State. Okay, from the distance of Benue State, there are a lot of police checkpoints. Army, all of them are on this road. And where Yalwa is situation is somewhere around on the road. It's not too far from the road. And you can't tell me how people would mobilize weapons and kill close to about 2,000 of people. How? And nobody was caught? Nobody was seen? It's a question we want to ask yourself. How did that happen? Or do you tell me that in Plateau you have not been able to arrest one person that will tell you what really went wrong? So the issue of security is a conspiracy against the people for political gain and enrichment of individuals. And that is what Peter Obi will never ever condone. When we travel on the road, he travels on the road. You are aware of the fact that he traveled, he was going to see them in the IDP camp in Benue when he was turned back. He travels on the road and he feels the impulse of the people. How many of our leaders can do that? How many? Look, I tell you, it's not because I am working with him. I have worked with a lot of people. I have worked with Chief Ganifa Wahimi. I have worked with Balado Musa. I have worked with Otto Nwanko. I have worked with a lot of Nigerians. I've been in this politics at a young age, close to about 30 years of experience. I can tell you, I was presidential candidate, I was IPAC chairman, I was almost everything that I can be anything. Yes, I may not be extremely, I may not be rich and all, but I thank God for what God has given me. So I have not come close to somebody who showed this kind of passion for Nigeria. Because on every day, on every second, what you think about is Nigeria. How do the people living? Clearly, just now when we are coming back from a journey, maybe because of the euphoria of things that you are seeing about insecurity, a car was seen to be in a bush. So then like, Tanko, there's a car in that bush. Oh. It's like some people are being gagged. Are you sure? Let's turn back. Let's turn back and check whether they need help. How many of our leaders can do that? They don't even care. Some of them even go by flight for anywhere they're going. I mean, how do you explain when you cannot move from what do you call it, from Ijebu here on the road? You see potholes and all, and somebody are thinking of doing it. So the passion that he shows every day is amazing.
Now, talking about passion, one thing that seems to be at the front burner lately is the issue of our health care system. I mean, many Nigerians, God rest his soul, our former president, President Muhammadu Buhari, who died passed on in a clinic in London. And we know that while he was in office, the term medical terrorism was very prevalent, and that seems to be the norm, grand norm of many of our leaders. And Nigerians are beginning to ask questions as regards the quality of our healthcare system. I mean, what do you make of this?
Let me even add to your shock. There's a clinic very close to the International Airport in Abuja. It's located just about some few kilometers to the airport. Tungamaji or so, that's the name of the clinic. His Excellency was able, through our people, was able to identify that particular local clinic. He went there. There was only one nurse, not a doctor, one nurse. The bridge to get to that particular place is dilapidated. If you're not careful, you can fall by the edge. But he visited it not once, twice, or 3 times.
Does His Excellency use local hospitals?
Of course he does. Of course he does. He has local doctors, he has local hospitals. He does. So, not as if somebody, he practicalizes what he preaches. He practicalizes what he preaches. And I saw people when we were tweeting about him serving. This is what he does when he's serving people in
That's
let me tell you, that is his natural self.
But we've seen politicians do that.
No.
Political, well, I call it PR.
Let me share knowledge with you. This is not a situation of that nature. You saw Senator Izinazo doing the same thing. That particular day, what was it? It was the birthday of a pastor, and what he does is that they are reversing the case where the poor usually serve the rich. So the riches now serve the poor. At the point, somebody was even saying that, look, I will not eat until when Peter Obi serves me. So it is the riches that are serving the poor as a form of a reminder to the riches and the affluence in the society that the table can turn. Show love to your people, and it's like meeting me at home, what I usually do. Coincidentally that day, before we even left, he served us food. When we visit him in his house, he cooks and he serves. By himself. He cooks.
He cooks his own food.
Yes, he cooks and serves.
By himself.
By himself. Not only that, he will make sure that he serves everyone. When you are done, he picks the trays.
Doesn't he have mates?
No, you have some people who are age, but it's a natural thing that is embedded in him. I'm not joking. It's something that I benefited from. He served me food. And anybody that will be around him, you can question, you can verify. That is his word. Verify. He does it by himself, not any other person.
Okay, let's look at elections in this country. And the quality of elections that happened. Just recently, we had the local government elections in Lagos State. We've had conversations around electoral reforms. 2023 was a pivotal year for the Labour Party and also His Excellency Peter Obi. Are you comfortable with the current state of electioneering and elections in the country? And what would you recommend as reforms?
Okay, obviously no. There's a lot to be done. You see, the Electoral Act of 2010 as amended, and that's why it's very important for most of our politicians to read these particular laws that govern the electoral process. So you'll be prepared for the quagmire and the lacuna and the areas of manipulation that may arise from that particular document. So you prepare yourself. quite honestly, a lot of Nigerians did not read a lot about the Electoral Act. A case in study, for example, when they said that if they cannot use electronic system, they can use manual way of collating results, which is a fraud. So the document itself created room for manipulation. So, and we need to eliminate that. We've already done a lot. I think the amendment was done, I remember with nostalgia, we actually called for the amendment, but a lot of things were hidden in the document that created room for a gap for manipulation. So we need to find a way in which to reject that particular document to say, look, electoral election results should be published immediately electronically. And when there's electoral representation, it may be done in a way that the sequence of the result sheet is clear. Let me give you an example. The first document in the electoral sheet, ET8 or so, first copy, second copy, and third copy are clear. But all other copies are blurred. Do you get it now? Yeah. So it can be used for manipulative tendencies. So it is either you give me a clean copy immediately, or you paste the first result on the net, and everybody can see the result immediately on that point. And also the issue of making sure that the counting system and the serial number of the ballot paper are publicly published and all. And then we must also give room for in a way in which people can register without going through this stress. If you want to vote for me, if I'm in Sokoto, you can vote here and my vote should count. There are so many things that we've already embedded as a document for electoral reform.
All right, just before I let you go, a quick one. I would appreciate if your response can be in 30 seconds.
Yes.
Number one, what's the relationship between His Excellency Peter Obi and Dr. Julius Abure? And then number two, are there chances that he would leave the Labour Party should the ADC or the coalition agree that maybe they want him as their presidential candidate?
You know, the most interesting thing about Peter Obi is this. He never holds grudges against anybody. I'm telling you. In fact, when we were with him, there was a scenario that happened. Somebody was talking down on him, and the person didn't know that Peter Obi heard him. And then when he came in, he hugged him. And then he continued the relationship. He said, probably he's talking so that I can learn. He never held any grudges with anybody. And this is a situation. While he was a governor, can you imagine this? While he was a governor, he went to a program, and his car was parked in somebody else's front door. The guy, of course, came out and was so vociferous and all. He said that the car of the governor should be hit out of the way because the governor parked in front of his house. It's not supposed to be. And then when they parked, they hit the car, all right, out of the way. Governor's car, sitting governor. And then when the man came, everybody was saying, hey, Mr. Governor, get him arrested. Governor said, no. He now went to the man and said, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know that the car was parked. You people make the wrong news. You shouldn't have parked in front of his car. Today, that person is one of the best friends of His Excellency.
All right. So for the Labour Party, in terms of the, will I call it internal crisis, in 30 seconds, sir, have we seen what next?
Well, the issue is that how do we collaborate together and get the right solution to our problem as a team? Yes, they may be different, but we are hoping that people will see the light of saying that, look, we are on a rescue mission and it cannot be done by one man. And that one man is ready to collaborate with a lot of people. So, but we have a better choice. Let's take advantage of it. God has given us His Excellency Peter Obi. Let's run with it.